Welcome to this Raise Entry tutorial. Today I'm going to show you our new sponsor and vendor CRM. So you'll start by logging into your account. And then you'll select your race for this year. And then from the sidebar menu, you're going to go to sponsors, and then you'll see our sponsor and vendor CRM right here. So you'll notice that I've already been in here because we've already got a cold prospect that I've added. And then you can see that we can track how many of our contacts are just prospects, how many are interested, how many sponsors have we sold, and how many vendors have we sold. We can also look at our renewal rate for sponsors, which is a helpful data point for you. And then you can also see how many people are just not interested. All right, and up here, you can look at this data for all years, or you can drill down into specific years. So that's handy. Here, we'll just look at 2026 for now. And then you can also add goals. So you can have a revenue goal or you can have a quantity goal, whichever one you want. So maybe you want a Q1 sponsor revenue, like our example is. And then maybe your target is $5,000, for example. So go ahead and save the goal. Or maybe you have a higher goal. Maybe you're pushing yourself and you want to set it for $10,000, or maybe you really need it to be $20,000, whatever that number looks like for your race, you can customize this to what you need it to be. And now it will track your progress towards your goal, which is nice. All right. And then if you want to delete a goal, once you've hit it, you can just hit the trash can icon here, and then that will go away. And then to add a prospect, you're going to hit this Add Prospect button. And then you'll fill out all of this information. You'll determine if it's a sponsor or a vendor. You need to either put in an email or a phone number for folks. And then if you have a specific person who is working with this prospect, then you can assign that to them. And that can help kind of clear up conflict on your sponsor team. Once you're happy with all of that, you're going to go ahead and save the prospect. Since I already have one, I'm just going to hit cancel here. And so we've got our prospect right here that we have. And then in this table, you'll notice that you can sort by sponsor vendor, you can sort by statuses, you can sort by users, or if there are any unassigned prospects, or for a specific person who's been assigned prospects, you can search for specific sponsors in the search bar. So that is handy. And then if you click into the lead, you'll see all of that contact information that we entered when we added the lead. So you can hit edit here to change anything. There you can see what event years they're part of, and you can edit that. And then the status is here, and you can kind of see if it's cold, if they're interested, if it's pending, if the deal's pending, if it's sold, or if it's complete, or if they've been renewed. You can also look at the history as well. Since this is a sponsor, you can link it directly to a sponsor that you've added to your system on your sponsors page. So that's really nice. And then you can leave notes that are specifically for this company that's called marketing, because you may have a situation where you have multiple contacts for a company, or if there's a particular note that you want to leave about this contact, then you can add that note here. Like maybe this contact is no longer at the organization, in which case you probably just want to delete that contact. But if there's something particular about this contact that you want to make note of, you can add that here. And then you can also send an email directly from this page. So that's really convenient and helpful, because it just makes your outreach really quick and simple. You don't have to open your email in another tab and copy the email address. It's just all right here for you. You can type it and send, and it will send from whatever email you select here. That's or that's already associated with our mass email tool. So that's handy. And then you can also create a task here to make assignments. So, or just to set reminders for yourself, right? So if you are like, I need to reach out to them like next week, you can just type that information and assign that task to yourself, and then that will go on your checklist where you're keeping track of everything that you need to get done. And so that's really handy. So we've got a lot of integrations here with tools that are already in our system, which is really handy and makes it really easy to use. So that's the tool. And then really quick, you'll notice that if I change this to interested and I go back to the CRM, now we've got our interested tile here, and we've got the status update here, we've got our type here. So it's really a cool tool, really helpful for keeping good track of where you are in conversations with sponsors and vendors. So you can really maintain those relationships and have a successful race. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.